All right, guys, people have been talking about it for a while now. I have not had the chance to try it. But in today's video, we are going to be fishing the poop baits. In this video specifically, we're talking about the Deps Cover Scat. Now, there's a bunch of brands that have gone out and made their version of the quote-unquote poop bait. That's usually what I call it anyway, but essentially it's got a lot bigger weight towards the end. It's a very heavy bait. It sinks kind of like a jig, meaning you don't need to have any extra weight when it comes to this thing. So it's got a little bit more slender front to it by that hook, and then a more bulbous end to it. Literally just looks like a turd. And we're gonna go try and catch some bass on it. The setup we are throwing it on, it's a 7.6 heavy Shimano Corrado. It's a 150 with 17-pound straight fluorocarbon. And we have a 4/0 Ryugi hook on there, EWG. We might need a little bit bigger, but we're gonna test this one out. And essentially this bait can walk back and forth, especially on bottom, but basically it's going to be your replacement for a Texas rig or a jig. You might have seen the recent video we did on the big bite baits BSE. We're going to go try that, but try it a little bit different in this video and see if we can catch some bass. So come along, let's go. All right, so the Deps Cover Scat, otherwise known as the poop bait. It's pretty much headed. Literally, we went, ate some Taco Bell, and now we're using our own bait. Just kidding, but for real, we're gonna go give this sucker a try, and I've heard people like it. I heard you can kind of knock it, almost kind of like a jerk bait, and it's gonna go dum, 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 dum on the bottom. So kind of a little bit more of erratic action versus a jig where you're hopping it on the bottom. Same with a Texas rig. Something blew up right there. But an interesting style of bait. Let's see if we can see it in the water here for you guys. Yeah, I mean, look. See how it dances like that? It does that, but on the bottom. Hopefully you guys can see that, but when you sink it, it just sinks like a rock. Kind of does a little flutter down there. Apparently poop can have a lot of action. Oh, we just got bit. No way. There's a little bit of offshore grass right here that we're throwing it in. Wouldn't that be crazy? First legit cast with the poop bait, we'd catch one on it. There's a guy literally paddling over somebody fishing. Nice. Freaking bomb this thing a freaking country mile. We got one. We got one on the poop bait. A big one. Oh, big one. Oh no, we lost him. That was a freaking big one too. Our drag was loose. Oh no. We lost the big one. That was like our third cast with the poop bait. We had a big one. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. We had one on the poop bait. Oh man, that was like a 3.5 pounder. Gosh. Well, it gets bit. Just fan around here. Might be some bass out this way. This makes me wish I had some big worms with me, the way they just ate that freaking, ate the cover scat. I didn't realize my drag was so loose. It made me think it was a giant. I notice it comes through cover pretty good. How does it skip? It's okay. That looks pretty good. It's probably a bad cast. Which for me is pretty normal. It skips very good actually. Oh, I still have? I do have. Okay. On the poop. On the poopy. Thank you, buddy. Targeted a little shade line action. A little shade line. Makes sense for time of day and all that. We need to catch another big one though. One bigger one that we hooked up into was a little bit offshore. Little one was up there. From the last video with the BSE, a lot of little fish were up tight. We caught one decent one, but it seemed like all the little bass were all up shallow. But we just had a 3.5 pounder that was offshore earlier. We are hooked onto the wood. There we go, hooked off. Softer plastic, so it might not come through cover as well, but for the most part I feel like it's pretty good at coming through cover. Now, not sure how many fish it'll last though. That's the one thing I don't know. On the poop bait. Big one on the poop bait. Oh yeah. Look at that right there. Big one on the poop bait. A little blind eye too. That is freaking awesome. There's a good one. There's a good one. On the poop bait. Thank you, buddy. Cast it off the end of this tree and brought it over a log and boom. It was falling out of the bottom, went boom. That was awesome. Bigger bite. This bait's about to fall apart too. So it does not last very long on fish, but well, that was freaking cool. Little 4-pounder action on the poop right off this tree. If I didn't float into it, probably would have been able to catch some more because typically those trees hold more fish. But I probably ruined it getting all on top of it. The one nice advantage of having pedals or a motor is a lot more control, like when you're fighting a fish. So in areas like that, you don't fly into it and ruin it for the next cast or next fish. That was cool. That tells me too I can come back to this place, go throw a big worm deeper. Because I was in like probably 10 to 12 foot right there off the end of a tree. That is freaking cool. It's so awesome to be able to pick up a new bait and go learn it, put it to the test, and then have it work out. That is wicked. The old deal on his eye was interesting. Didn't bother him, it seemed like, because he had a decent sized belly already. He had a virus or something in his one eyeball. Oh my god. Another good one. Another good one on the poop. On the poop. On the poop. Heck yeah, dude. He freaking yoked it too. That's not good. I don't have my pliers with me. There we go. Thank you, buddy. Get you back. Oh boy, had it on the throat. And that bait is toast. That's cool. Another good on the poop. Another good on the poopy. Probably should stop saying the poopy and start calling it what it's actually called, but where's the fun in that? So you got this little knob here too on here that's for your hook. A little slight thing that they thought about, which was smart by Deps, but a little hook keeper basically. Something to hide it, make it a little bit more weedless. I definitely think the 7.6 heavy is the way to go on that too. A little bit heavier of a bait. Actually watched him blow up on a little bluegill prior to catching him. Just skipped it up there and whack. Oh. Come on, get off there. Get off. Oh, I can still feel my... Yep, I do have a fish. He's stuck. Come on, get off of there. I see you on there still, dude. It's like a freaking 12-incher. Come on, swim off. Paddle. There we go. So I can catch little ones too. He did not care. Thought for sure that little tree there was going to have a bigger one on it. The way that fish ate. But yeah, look at that. Already torn up. Should last another fish. But these, I guess, little pre-notion is these baits are not cheap. They're more expensive than a Senko and just about as soft as a Senko. So I put that in the cons list. Pros list is getting bit. It's heavy, it sinks. It's an alternative to, like, you know, you can throw this over like over like a rock pile in place of a football jig, or you can flip grass with this stuff. It's another alternative, similar like that of the BSA or the BSE, excuse me, but we did in the last video. But this is different. Like, you can flip grass with this, flip trees. Different, whereas the BSE is like made for skipping and getting into places that are hard to get into and be weedless. This is more like 4x4, just like the BSE, but be able to flip in grass, flip it in other places, use it like a football jig, things like that. It's a little bit more versatile in that fact, whereas the BSE has a lot less action to it. So this one's a little bit more well versed, but comes in a couple different sizes too, whereas the BSE only has, like, I think there's only one size of it. As always, I'll link all the setups and everything down below if you guys want to get your hands on some. But the poop bait is getting bit. That's all that matters. There's a good one. Kind of good one. We'll take him. Heck yeah. End of trees. Out of the end of trees. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Healthier fish. Thank you, buddy. Survived another fish, so that's good. Even though it was a little shredded. That's cool. Another good one. Oh no, I lost him. That was a good one. I don't get as much leverage with this this paddle kayak. Large and in charge. Yeah, I'm definitely not a big fan of it might not be the greatest bait actually for like skipping into this thick stuff, because the plastic is very fragile. So you're gonna go through a lot of baits. It's not ideal. Now, probably should be using a bigger hook so that my hook point is more in there, whereas I have a 4-aught right now. You want that hook point in there, and typically that'll be better. I would imagine last longer, but right now this is a lot of plastic wasted because it doesn't really last very long. But it gets bit. I imagine on stuff like throwing on a rock pile or sand flat or something like that. Works a little bit better, so you don't need the keeper as much. You know, that weedless aspect. Just something I'm noticing right now. Be curious if anybody else has used this and thinks otherwise. as I said. Fish was running away with it. I gave him the beans. I knew that was a fish. Whether that was the same one or not, I have no idea. I'd imagine. Alright, chill. Alright, okay. Thank you, buddy. What the frick? We'll have to go through a whole pack of these things. Expensive little couple hour session here. Just dig our hook a little bit deeper. Hopefully that works a little bit better. We'll see how long that lasts now. We put more onto our hook when you rope it through, so that maybe that'll help prolong the life of it. You can see the hook's a little bit farther down the bait. That way our hook point can reach this little deal. We'll see how much longer that prolongs the life of the bait anyway. Again! What the heck? I knew there was a bass in there. Knew it wasn't crazy. Heck yeah. There's a better one. Thank you, bud. Alright. Well, the poop bait is performing. See how banged up it is now. With that little adjustment of going down the hook a little bit farther. The nose is good. That middle section's a little bit torn up, but it went back in there just fine. Whew. Dang. Thank you, buddy. Thank you, buddy. Poop bait strikes again. Alright guys, I think that is going to wrap up the video for the poop bait. This is, again, the Deps Cover Scat. There's a bunch of different ones you can get from a few different brands, and I'll link them down below, but it seems that the bait gets freaking bit, because we got some good ones. Got a decent amount of bites, and it's very versatile where you can throw it, how you can throw it, things like that. But first time throwing it, and I'm honestly thinking it's going to be in my lineup here going forward. For, you might even see it in some tournaments here soon, who knows. But again, setup 7.6 heavy. This is the older Garcia Fantasista Premier Shimano Corrado. I think this is 17 or 20 pounds straight fluorocarbon, and then a 4/0 Ryugi hook on there that I'll link it down below as well. But I think if anything, I might beef up the hook, go a little bit bigger gap, make it a little bit longer. But that thing gets freaking bit. That's the 4-inch Deps Cover Scat. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this segment. I've been enjoying filming these. If you guys have one that you want me to now fish with next, comment down below. Appreciate y'all for watching. We'll see you in the next one.